Hey Kingdom, do you find Baldurs Gate 3 to be a challenging game? Or perhaps you're tired of struggling in its early stages? Well, what if I told you that I have 8 completely broken builds that can be played right from the start of the game, and they are so broken that they can carry you through the whole game with unlimited actions, damage, health. So I'm not just using broken as a clickbait power word. These builds will make your character a god. So, in Baldurs Gate 3 you can reach level 4 just by walking and talking, and today builds will range from level 2 to level 4 precisely. So buckle up and get ready for most broken stuff you will see in Baldurs Gate 3. Let's go!
Let's watch some crazy stuff, yo!
Let's ask Karlak to kindly show us the most broken build.
Yes!
It's so broken that you don't need any weapons, armor or other stuff. And from level 4 you will be completely unkillable and will destroy everyone in few turns.
Interesting if true.
So if you're ready, creating your character is really a simple task. You just need to start your game as cleric, and honestly you can pick any spells and cantrips you like. For exploration stuff just get thaumaturgy and guidance. Subclass won't matter. I like to pick light cleric for this build because it will give us additional reaction action, so we can use reaction to save our teammates in case we're playing in a party. But with this build you can destroy whole game solo. Just make sure you get high wisdom and maybe some constitution to not being one-shotted when surprised. And that's basically it.
Easy!
When you level up, instantly get one more class, and it will be Druid. And all you need right now is to just get 2 more levels in Druid. Congratulations, now you're most broken character in the game. Get Long Strider and Enhanced Leap on your hotbar, and 2 more spells, Sanctuary from Cleric and Moonbeam from Druid. Try to cast movement spells before the combat, but you probably see one big problem. If we cast Sanctuary on ourselves, enemies can't hit us, but if we inflict any damage, Sanctuary will be blocked, and we basically die. And this interaction works even if you don't target enemies. Just casting spell will make Sanctuary blocked, but this interaction will break the game. Cast Moonbeam on the enemy. Enemy will take 2d10 damage instantly, and 2d10 at the start of their turn. Now cast Sanctuary, which is just bonus action, and enemies can't hit you right now. They will just walk and look in your face, while the enemy who is affected by Moonbeam will take damage. Wow, you inflicted 2 instances of damage without taking a single hit. But that's not most broken part. On next turn you can recast Moonbeam without consuming spell slots as action. So just do it! And for some reason it won't break your Sanctuary.
Is there something wrong with anything?
Now with bonus action you can leap around the battlefield and burn down your foes, while the only thing they can do is to just watch how you're melting them down. So this build is completely broken, OP, and even not fair.
This is too fucked up for me even to think about.
But that's only first build of my 8 builds today, and for every build I will give quick suggestions how to level up further. So for this one just pick 1 level in Storm Sorcerer to get fly action, so you don't need to cast Enhanced Sleep on yourself before the fight, and just continue leveling as any spellcasting class, so you can advance your spell slots, and upcast Moonbeam to level 6 spell slot, which will do just insane amount of damage in a single turn. You probably saw next build, it's called Stealth Archer, and if you do, you know that Stealth Archer comes online at around level 6 or 7, when one of your party members gets greater invisibility. But I'm showing early game builds today, so what if I tell you that I got insanely overpowered Stealth Archer build that comes online as soon as level 4 and don't need any teammates and can be played completely solo.
Shut up and take my money!
To make this build you can play as any race you like, but best race will be Halfling. With Halfling it's almost impossible to roll 1 on stealth checks, while Lightfoot Halfling will have advantage on stealth checks. Start as a ranger to get proficiency in all weapons and armors, with criminal background for stealth checks, and focus ability points on dexterity. And you're ready to level up a little bit further. But first of all, show some love to our today's sponsor. And today's sponsor is me, of course. Your best support will be to just smash that like button and subscribe for more. Build will work without any items, but our most important item will be located near this teleport location. Just go down the road underneath the bridge to the river and watch closely in the bush. There will be a skeleton and you need to precisely click on him. get his smuggler's ring, and on the road try to look for armor and other gear that gives bonus to stealth checks. Another cool stuff is Shapeshifter boon that will add 1d4 to any check, and if you're not playing halfling, it's very nice to have this sword from Act 2 that will give advantage on stealth checks. And for leveling, it's insanely simple, just pick Warlock and get 3 levels in him. Most important thing, on second Warlock level get Devil's Sight Eldritch Invocation, and also you can get Mask of Many Faces to activate Shapeshifter boon. Pick Darkness spell on level 4. And now I will show you insanely broken stuff.
Pay attention, you just may learn something here.
Try to aim your darkness so enemy is not highlighted and won't be in target area. But even if you miss, it's not a problem, enemy will stay outside of darkness. And now you don't even need to be in turn-based mode. You can start attacking enemy with the sword, dagger or whatever you have in your hands. And by completing stealth checks that will have insanely low difficulty and insanely high success rate from our gear and race, Baldur's Gate just become action RPG. And here you can use bow so you can be a stealth archer. That's insanely broken and OP, because now you can just recast darkness from the edge of other darkness and still be in the darkness and destroy everyone from range while they can't see you. But what if you will be insanely unlucky and lose a stealth check and enter the combat? There is actually insanely cool solution for this situation. Get outside of the darkness. Make sure you're not standing in the red area of enemies. Press hide action and then jump into darkness if needed. Enter your turn and watch how enemies can't find you and stop the combat. Now you're in the darkness outside of the combat again and you can continue playing your action RPG.
That's a great plan. With fucking what?
Also, you can use this concept basically for any build you like. You can be stealth warlock, stealth sorcerer, or basically any stealth class you wish. But what if you want to play normal Baldur's Gate 3 and still be OP early in the game? Biggest problem to inflict a lot of damage in early game is inability to make multiple attacks with one action. So to fix it, most players can opt to take fighter as the main class and get 2-weapon fighting style. This will add proficiency to offhand weapon damage. But we can do it with completely different mechanic and become even more powerful and broken. So everything you need is to just get Shillelagh cantrip. Focus your abilities on Wisdom, Dexterity and Constitution, and then get best weapon in the game, which is Torch. It's light weapon, so you can easily dual wield it, but damage is not so impressive. Therefore, let's fix it. Put torches and Shillelagh on your hotbar. Equip only one torch and cast Shillelagh. Then equip only second torch and cast Shillelagh. Equip first one and go into the battle. For more damage on second level, you can get Circle of the Spores subclass, so you can cast Symbiotic Entity at the start of your day and add necrotic damage to your attacks. And don't forget to turn off Dodge dual wielding to control your attacks better. But anyway, you will one-shot most of your enemies in Act 1. Damage numbers is actually insane, and while enemies won't have more than 30 HP, your average damage is already a lot higher from level 2. And squishy mages will be downed by just one torch hit. And there is no secret, because by using Shillelagh, torch became one of the best weapons in the game, and also it got secret burning feature, which adds additional 1d4 fire damage. The only problem you can face is actually hitting your enemies, because when we hit, enemies destroyed to ashes. So let's fix it. Just pick one level in Paladin and get Oaths of Vengeance. Defense fighting style will make it harder for enemies to hit us. On level 2 you will unlock Smites, and on level 3 most important spell Woe Enmity. Also you can add Broodmother's Revenge Amulet, Strange Conduit Ring and Caustic Band. Turn on reactions for your Smite, make your buffing routine before the fight and go destroy your enemies, because now you can cast Woe Enmity on yourself. It's not supposed to work like that, so it's broken, because it will give advantage on each hit for next 10 turns. Advantage means your hit chance will be insanely higher. And now every hit can inflict not only a lot of additional damage, but also smites. And if you really enjoy these Flame Blade builds, you can watch my full Flame Blade build in the description. And don't forget that also you can use Hunter's Mark from our Paladin. It will add additional damage to enemy. So with Smites you just melting machine, but build requires lots of setup. Therefore let's make more simple stuff. Just pick a fighter at level 1 with great weapon fighting style and abilities focused on strength and constitution. When you level up, get one more level in fighter, and good news, this build will work from level 3. Just pick one level in Cleric and get War Cleric subclass. Now equip your awesome great axe and you're ready to go. Normally fighters need level 11 to make 3 attacks in one turn. But now you can use Shield of Faith as cleric. It will act like a shield with additional armor class while you're wielding your big great axe. Or you can use Bless to increase chances of hitting enemies. And then just go to your enemies and you can do 1 attack from your main action, 2nd attack from your bonus action as War Cleric, and also use Action Surge to make 3rd attack in one first turn. But there's one problem with this build. If you just continue as fighter, you will get Battle Master subclass, for example, with cool maneuvers that will add additional damage, and on level 4 you finally can get Great Weapon Feat, and will be able to attack with your bonus action when you land a critical hit or kill enemy. So technically there is no use for this build.
Right? Wrong.
In reality, if you want to build Ultimate Archer, Fighter is the best class for you. And when you're playing as Archer with a big long bow, there's no option to make attack with bonus action, unless you use this build. So as Archer you can make loads of attack in single turn with this build, and easily destroy enemies. But still, biggest problem for most players in Baldurs Gate 3 is to actually hit enemies. So let's make a build that will have 100% hit chance and can destroy every enemy in single turn.
Let's do this.
And this build is actually broken just from level 1. All you need to do is to just pick Sorcerer with Draconic Sorcerer subclass. You can get any ancestor you like, but most importantly pick Magic Missile spell. Focus ability distribution on Charisma, but make sure to have at least 16 in Dexterity. This way, as Draconic Sorcerer, you will be able to get 17 armor class as level 1 character. Yeah, without any armor. Now just get Magic Missile and shoot at your enemies. You don't need clear line of sight, because Magic Missile will find a way to your target. And Magic Missile can't miss, so just enjoy free damage. Damage is not bad, but also not too impressive. So let's fix it. First of all, go to Walking's Rest. I actually recommend going here from the start of the game, because you can get here without any fights at all. Destroys the door, destroys second door, save Floric, and she will be very kindly and give you choice of 3 weapons. You want Spell Sparkler. Then when you arrive to Underdark, don't forget to take a visit into Myconid Colony. Find a trader whose name Blurk and kindly ask him to give you Psychic Spark Amulet. And don't rush too fast, you need 1 more item from Underdark. From the Selûnite outpost, right from this statue, look onto the mushrooms and go straight over there. There is a blade called Falar Aluf. You need to make some checks and get this blade into your hands. If you give this blade to a party member, you can be broken right from the start of the game, basically from level 2. But there's also a way how to become broken without party. Let me explain. Spell Sparkler. Every time you inflict damage, you will get lightning charges. Every lightning charge will do additional lightning damage on hit. And when you reach 5 lightning charges, it will be additional 1d8 damage. Psychic Spark is amulet that gives you free magic missile without consuming spell slot, but also will increase amount of magic missiles launched with a single spell. This means when you're doing level 1 spell, you're doing it as level 2 spell, kinda upcasted, with additional magic missile. So what's about blade? We already got our spell Sparkler in the hands. The blade is insanely broken, and you don't even need proficiency to wield it. All you need to do is to get few more levels in Sorcerer, get Quickened Spell Metamagic, and on level 4 pick Dual Wielder Feat. Now you will be able to get Falar Aluf and Spell Sparkler in different hands at the same time. And again, you don't need proficiency in Falar Aluf, so just start by singing Shriek. When enemy will be in your red zone, this is zone of Singing of the Sword, they will be inflicted with additional 1d4 thunder damage every time they inflicted with any damage type. Every single magic missile is counted as different damage type. This means now you can cast level 2 magic missile, and you will have 5 magic missile instead of 1. So you will inflict additional 4 lightning damage from Spell Sparkler, additional 1d8 lightning damage from the same source, and also every time you're doing any damage with any magic missile, it will be additional 1d4 thunder damage. So in total, with one spell, you will average around 50 damage from level 4, or even more. But that's not it. You can use your Metamagic Quickened spell to cast this spell with bonus action. This means you can do more than 100 damage in single turn at level 4. This build is completely busted, but there is more cool early game broken builds. Remember where we we got Spell Sparkler. Nearby of Woken's Rest there is a cave with 2 guys in it. You want to help them survive against gnolls. And if you're using one of previous broken builds, you won't find any problems because you can destroy main boss here just in single turn. And yeah, you need to destroy him because there's a very cool item on him that we will need for next build. You want to get this Shattered Flail. And don't forget to talk with these guys, we will need it later. Because when you get back to Woken's Rest and turn left, you will find secret door behind the boxes. And then go inside the hedge and you will find secret Gentarium base. Talk with the leader and you will unlock secret stash of vendor. From the trader Bram, buy Titan string bow. Then when you advance through the game a little bit and will be at the mountain pass, find Lady Esther. She is a trader and you want to buy this amulet from her. Also in the mountain pass you will find Githyanki nest. And this place and this trader is the first time in the game where you can buy arrows of many targets. And also gloves of dexterity. And the first really broken build you can make from these items will start as Barbarian and get loads of strength, dexterity and constitution. Constitution affects our hit points and will start with 15 hit points. And instead of going shirtless Barbarian, you want to find good medium armor, and also it's very nice if you will wear some shield to get armor class as high as possible. But most importantly, get wound closure amulet and Shattered Flail of course. And leveling is super simple, just get 1 more level in Barbarian and then 1 more level in Barbarian with Tiger Heart subclass. It will increase your jumping distance so you will be more mobile, but most importantly Tiger Bloodlust action. Why this stuff is broken? First of all, you're pretty mobile and can't jump through the enemies. You will have almost 50 HP at level 4, and every time you hit an enemy you will regain 1d6 hit points. It's already hard to land a hit on you. Total health pool is insane, but also Flail in combination with this amulet will always heal 6 hit points instead of 1d6, so no random at all. So when your HP is low, you can use Tiger Bloodlust action. This is basically cliff attack, and you will hit from every enemy you hit on cliff, and basically regain full health on 1 hit. Also Tiger's Bloodlust is not using any short rest or other mechanic, so you can do it 2 times per turn after level 5. This build is insanely insane. But do you remember we got this Titan string bow, dexterity gloves and arrows of many targets? So just start your adventure as ranger and get high strength, constitution and wisdom. You don't need dexterity because you will use gloves. And also if you plan to use strength potions, you can dump strength and get loads of charisma, wisdom and intelligence for saving throws and exploration and talking. On 2nd level get archery fighting style, pick your favorite spells, and on 3rd level make sure to get Gloomstalker subclass. Then on level 4 make sure to get Sharpshooter feat. And this bow doesn't look cool on the first glance. But from level 4 everything you need: normal attack, hiding action from Gloomstalker and Sharpshooter. But if your hit chance is low, make sure to turn it off. And Sharpshooter adds 10 damage to your attacks. But you don't care, because even with Sharpshooter turned off, you can do around 20 damage per hit easily. This is because you will add everything to your damage, your dexterity and strength at the same time. And of course, all this effect stacks with arrow of many targets. So technically against 5 targets, you can do more than 100 damage each shot. And don't forget, if your party is not nearby, you can enter into sneak mode and go behind the wall. So just lose line of sight of enemy. Enemy will go try to find you and fight will over. You can start next round, and as a Gloomstalker you will be able to do 2 attacks at level 4 from the start at the first turn. Oh geez, there's so many broken builds in one video, but there is more to come. For next build you will need one special thing. It's Lazel, and the concept is really simple. We want to be unkillable. So for example, you can go with fighter, get fighting style defense, make sure to max out your dexterity to 16. Then it's pretty easy and straightforward. Get few more levels in fighter. For example, you can pick battle master with evasive footwork for even more armor class. But then on level 4 you want to pick one special feat. It will be medium armor master. That will utilize 16 dexterity for our armor class while we wearing medium armor. Ask cleric to drop shield of faith on you. And with just any random shield and Lazel basic armor you will get 23 armor class from the start of the game. Therefore it will be almost impossible to hit you. Every enemy will try but still will fail, because chances to hit is actually around around 5 to 10% for most enemies. And that's on Tactician or Honor mode. On Balanced or Easy, you're just impossible to hit target. You may have good question right now, why do we need Lae'zel? Because Githyanki got proficiency in medium armor, and we can use same concept to make insanely broken build, by picking Warlock and getting Charisma instead of Strength. With Devil's Sight on level 2, Pact of the Blade on level 3, and also Darkness and Mirror Image at the level 3 again. Same feat on level 4, make your weapon Pact weapon before the fight, and only problem you will face, inability to use shield as Githyanki, so Shield Dwarf will work a little bit better for this build. Or you just can get one level in Fighter and basically play this build as any race. So how broken we are. You already know how to use Darkness, but now we can just stay in the Darkness and enemies will have disadvantage on attacks against us, while we will have advantage on attacks against them. But it's almost impossible, they need to roll 20 on 2 dice to hit us. But hey, today is broken build, so we can take it a little bit further and actually break the game. So with Shield of Faith and some items that you can get before entering Act 3. Basically all these items can be acquired mostly from the start of Act 2. Wanderer's Gloves, Evasive Shoes, Ring of Protection, Cloak of Protection, and Defender's Flail. All this gear will increase armor class. Try to guess our armor class at level 5 right now. Take a second and make your guess in the comments. Because here's the secret, even without Darkness, it's impossible to hit us. 28 armor class at level 5 without Mirror Image. But Spot, it's not breaking the game, you're just unkillable. Kinda yes, but now I will expand on this concept and make enemies to just ignore us and never even try to attack. So for this build, pick Cleric as your main starting class. And you need Cleric with heavy armor proficiency, not every Cleric will have it, so if you want to copy my style, go with Tempest Cleric. Get High Wisdom for spellcasting and Strength for hitting with your mace. And now all you need is to just get to level 4 and you will be just unkillable. Almost like druids that we started this video with, but let's be honest, this druid is unkillable due to bug, that Sanctuary is not turning off after we inflicting damage. This build will be unkillable normally, without any bugs, it's completely intended and fair play. So on level 4 you want to pick feat that named Heavy Armor Master. It will reduce damage taken when you're wearing heavy armor. And you're looking for good heavy armor, like Adamantine Splint Armor, that will block even more damage when you're taking a hit. Armor class can be really big too. And you want to find Cleric in your party that will cast Warding Bond on you. It will add more armor class, but most importantly, it will give resistance to all damage types. We are already unkillable, but to become insanely powerful and to just destroy all enemies, we want to hit level 5. Level 5 will unlock Spirit Guardians, and normally enemies need to try to attack us, to break our concentration and stop our spell. But look, enemies not even trying to attack, just going around and taking damage. Do you know why? Because at level 5 we're already blocking so much damage that enemies just don't have even ability to inflict any damage to us, even if they hit us. Hit chance for them right now is 1 from 16,000, and damage, as I told you, is basically 0, so they won't even try to inflict any damage. This makes this cleric is just broken. You just go around the battlefield, burn everyone down with your spirit guardians, and everyone just stares down at you, won't even try to inflict damage. So now you may think, oh yes, but it will work only in Act 1 where it's really easy enemies. What you will do in Act 3? And I will tell you, I will be even more broken. Just look at this. We're making additional multi-class right now and getting 5 levels in a Rogue. It will unlock Uncanny Dodge, which will half damage we take. And yeah, while enemies will try to hit us in Act 3, most of the time they will do 0 damage again, because we're basically halving down damage 2 times, introducing loads of it. If you wish, you can get few levels in Sorcerer, get Armor of Agathos from Cold Dragon Sorcerer, and now when enemy will hit you for 0 damage, they will take around 40 damage, and that's just completely broken and breaks the whole game. But let's get back to Act number 1 once again. What if I tell you that in this building there is one more broken item that breaks the game completely? Instead of saving Floric first, you need to go into this room, open the door and find Burning Chest. get hammer haft from it. And there's the build that will give you basically unlimited damage from the first turn, so you can end a whole game by fighting only one turn per fight. That's insanely broken, and you can watch full build and play through in this video on the screen right now. See you in the next videos.